Good afternoon. I just wanted to hop on here and to tell you thank you for the questions and the comments that you've given me and the encouragement I've gotten to continue to make these videos. And it excites me and it gives me confidence so that I can keep going. Thank you again. But I wanted to tell you, if it takes me a little bit to get back to answer your questions or to reply to your comments, it's because I also work a full-time job Monday through Friday, and I'm an advanced EMT on our local ambulance service. I've been on a 6 month leave of absence because I had my knee replaced, and my doctor didn't want me out on calls in the snow and the ice with the potential to fall and hurt my knee. So as of April 1st, most of the snow and the ice in our coverage area is gone. And so I'm going back to that as well. I did fall a few times between January and the 1st of April, but it was walking between the house and the greenhouse on all that snow and ice. But let's just keep that little secret to ourselves. My surgeon doesn't need to know it. But I wanted to start by answering my very first question, and that is from Hannah. Yes, Hannah, we are going to grow onions. I tried onions a few years ago, and they took up a lot of space on my limited amount of gardening space, and they did okay, but I wasn't excited about it, and onions were fairly inexpensive at the time, so I haven't done them since. But this year, with me increasing the amount of gardening space I have, I decided that I would order some onion sets. So I have onion sets coming that are white, red, and Sturon, Sturon. And I'm going to plant each individual kind in one of those great big neon green grow baskets that are about 4 foot across, so that I can monitor how well they do, if they're a pain in the butt to grow, and whether we should do it again. So we're just look forward to that, Hannah. But Hannah, I want you to know that if you don't try new things, you've already failed. So if you try new things and fail, then it's just a learning experience. It's not a fail. I love to start new things and try new things. I hate to admit that when I started gardening, it was a garden of obedience because the leader of our church said we should have a garden. So I started growing a garden, and it had tomatoes, and it had peppers, and it had zucchini. And up until we moved up to this house, my garden pretty much was a salsa garden. I had tomatoes, I had green peppers, I had hot peppers, and I had zucchini. I like zucchini, and so does my granddaughter, so I will continue to grow zucchini. But I never grew root vegetables, and I never really branched out into what everybody else would think was normal for a garden. But last year, I had a few more grow beds than I had the previous year. And so I have had cabbage and broccoli and cucumbers and 3 different types of tomatoes and 2 different types of hot peppers and 3 different types of hot peppers and 3 different kinds of green peppers. And I think that's about what I had last year. But with me increasing the amount of gardening space I'm going to have this year, I'm going to plant things I've never planted before. And don't laugh. I'm going to plant potatoes, like I mentioned before. I'm going to plant carrots, and I'm going to plant beets, and I'm going to plant, I think, 5 different kinds of tomatoes, and 5 different kinds of peppers, and 3 different kinds of hot peppers, and cucumbers, and 2 different kinds of zucchini, and summer squash, and winter squash, butternut, and spaghetti. And I'm also going to try some things like Jerusalem artichokes, because I have a son-in-law that is on a keto-friendly diet, and I understand that those kind of taste like a potato, but that they are lower in carbohydrates. So we're going to give those a try. And I'm trying all those new culinary herbs and all the medicinal herbs that are brand new to me. So I'm trying all kinds of new things. And I will just think that if I fail at any of them, it was just experience and not necessarily a fail. So Hannah, we're going to learn together. We're going to do this. And yes, we're going to plant onions. And talking about something different, I decided this year I had some trees that didn't make it in my orchard, so I thought I'd order some trees to replace them. And with all the additional herbs and grow baskets and seeds and seed starter medium, I didn't have money for $75 or $80 fruit trees. So we ordered some bare root trees, and I've got some of them planted like you saw last week, but I have a brand new one, and I've never seen it in one of the nurseries in Utah that I've been to. But it says in the book that it will grow here. And so today I had a little notification that I had a box at the post office. So I ran down to the post office, and I expected it to be a small box of garlic. No, this is what I found. This, ladies and gentlemen, bare root in all its glory, is a pawpaw tree. And I've never grown a pawpaw tree, but we're going to give it a try and we'll see if it works. And you have to have a male and a female, and so I hope that the second one shows up. And the other thing that was there today was American elderberry. And I already have 2 elderberry bushes up here on the upper garden, and I've also got, I think, 5 or 6 down in the orchard. But I'm just excited about growing elderberry. Last Friday, today's Saturday. Last Friday, I went down to a friend of mine's house, and there was her aunt, and Aunt Tricia is her name. And she is an amazing herbalist. She grows and makes things that are amazing. And so I sat there when I should have come home and done things like the laundry, maybe clean the house. I sat there and I talked to Trish about the things I needed to have in my herbal garden and which things I would find really helpful, and elderberries were one of them. And almost all the things that she mentioned to me, I have got either seeds or plants coming, so I'm pretty excited about that. But I hope tomorrow, between general conference sessions or after the second session, to get out here and start some seeds. I do need to figure out how I'm going to keep the heat up, and I do have not another heater, but a different heater. I've got to make sure that I can keep the heat up at night at least 50 degrees, I think. And the problem is that next week we're going to have a few nights when it's going to be back down to 12 degrees. I pray that spring is coming. This might feel warm in the greenhouse and feel like spring, but it certainly doesn't feel like that outside. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to be able to have some good growing weather here in the next week or two after the 12 degrees. So thanks for listening. Once again, thanks for the comments. Thanks for the questions. And just please know, no question is ever dumb. I had a teacher tell me that once, and that is my philosophy. If you don't know the answer to it, and I don't know the answer to it, we'll find the answer to it. But everybody needs to learn. So don't be afraid to ask the questions. And I'm going to shut up the greenhouse for tonight, and I'm going to go make a peanut butter sandwich. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.